Well, it's another Social Buzz University show here today in training. We've got expert Brandy Williams in the house. Hey, Brandy.
Hello, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, we're doing great. And before we get right into your topic today is about credit, building credit for small business and why you want to do that. I wanted to invite everyone to watch us, to let you know a little bit about what is Social Buzz Club? What do we do? Why are we here? And Social Buzz U, what's the difference? I'm Laura Rubenstein, president of Social Buzz Club, and we are engaging and interacting over at socialbuzzu.com. So if you want to join us there, go ahead and chat with us, sign up, and you can chat with us there. If you're live here, come on over to Social Buzz U. We'd love to have you engage with us in our chat area. It's a great place for you to post questions. And we're going to get to questions at the very end of today. And I have to say that, sometimes the questions are the most media part because you're going to get what you came for sure. If you are watching us and you get some gold nuggets, because I know, Brandy, you have an incredible talk today, and it's going to be very enlightening for small business owners who want to build credit. Or if you don't think you need to build credit, you might just learn why you're going to want to do that. So feel free to buzz out with our hashtag #SBuzzU. And just in case you don't know what Social Buzz Club is, it is actually an influencer marketing platform. Okay, so imagine influencers online sharing links to your blog posts, your podcast, your videos, your live streams, your quotes, your posts, your content, your landing pages, your special offers, your cornerstone content, your white papers, your articles on LinkedIn. Would you like more traffic to all of that, to your website? That's what we do. We have a network of influencers who share content for each other. It's gamified, and it's really fun in terms of, it's really nice to see other people sharing out about you. I always like to say, what's better than you sharing your own content? It's other people sharing your stuff, right? That's way more fun. So what we do here at Social Buzz U is twice a month, we bring you dynamic speakers and the latest training to help propel your business to the next level. And we have a library of over 200 trainings available for all of our Social Buzz Club members in the back end. And thought leaders like Lou Bortone and Susie Carter, how to make profits. Lou Bortone is video marketing. R.V. Robinson, speaking from stage and getting those rave reviews and closing your sales. Rory Ramsden, how to do story selling. Glenn Ledwell, JV marketing. Marsha Bench, Iman Age, funnel marketing. Ryan Folan, Vivica Von Rosen, LinkedIn marketing. The entire library of trainings is there for free with the Social Buzz Club members. So stay tuned to the end, because I have this very special gift for all of you, and some bonuses to take advantage of with both the Tribe Marketing Platform and our expert library of training. So without further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Brandy Williams. He is the business development specialist at Credit Suite and host of the Influencer Blueprint show, which thank you, Brandy, for having me on. And Brandy has over 13 years of experience in finance managing multiple 8-figure real estate portfolios. He's also served as chairman and CEO for a financial firm and led its portfolio growth of over $46 million in 3 years. That is quite astounding. Congratulations, Brandy. We are so lucky to have you on today's show. So really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you for joining, and thank you for definitely inviting me as well.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're here, because we're talking about building credit, and it's not something that a lot of people are talking about or thinking about these days, but the small business, it's really important from what I'm learning from you. So I'm going to turn this over to you, and the floor is yours. I know you have a presentation and you want to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, I want to just welcome everybody for coming in today. We're going to be talking about how to build business credit for your small business. If you can you share this screen?
Yeah, there it is. It's loading right now. It's thinking about it. Of course, there you go.
Okay, so it's loading and it took us way there, and I'm going to take us back. So just give us a second.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. See my beautiful face? There we go. Today we're going to be talking about, how we're going to building business credit. So a lot of people also wondering, why do you need to build business credit? And today we're going to try to help you out as much as we can to kind of show you why it's important to build business credit. Business credit is credit that is in your business name. Built correctly, it has nothing to do with your personal credit. So while we always try to tell our customers that come to Credit Suite that this is no PG, not using your SSN, but only using your EIN to obtain business credit. Business credit stands and falls on the business liability to pay its bills. It is worthwhile while we think about it, that we think about the assets that we develop and we build for our companies. This is the purpose of using that business credit. So when we think about business credit, I'm just going to just back up for a second, because a lot of people don't understand we need to be fundable. And we like to call that at Credit Suite fundability, because much of what goes on into the business credit also it enhances your fundability. In a way, building business credit is a fundable way of just saying that your company is reputable to creditors, lenders, or alike, those that you want to attract to fund your business. So what is fundability? I just gave you a little snippet of what fundability is. We're going to talk about it in just a little bit. Fundability is the ability for what? For you to be able to get funding for your business. It is essential, and it covers all the points of the lender or creditor to providing the credit or the funding for you. They look at the fundability of your business for many, many different reasons, and we'll go into that a little later. But these things include certain aspects of what you need in order to be fundable. Now, I'm going to say this several times throughout the course of me doing these slides, and it's going to be all about fundability. But these are simple steps that we'd like for our businesses to take in order to be fundable. And I know they sound very simple, but I'm telling you, lenders look for these things, and it's like almost like a stickler, if you will, with lenders and creditors, especially banks. When you start out getting bank cards, when you get to a certain tier and you can qualify for bank cards, these little small steps really are going to matter for your business. Start your business with a business name. You always want to just get a great business name for your name, but what you don't want to do, you want to get into that high risk industry. And what we do mean by that, we're going to tell you a little bit about that later. Did you know that if you have a certain name for your business, it can prevent you from obtaining business credit? It does not have to be this way. So let's say, for instance, if your name of your business is Town Talk Cannabis Dispensary, it's okay to take out that cannabis dispensary part and just really focus on Town Talk. Because if you put that cannabis dispensary part in there, then you are most likely not going to become fundable. Names matter when it comes to funding. Your name matters. So having a name and it's not in that high risk pool really matters to lenders. And we're going to talk about that. Your business name. No, if you change your business name anywhere, you have to change it everywhere. So if you change it, let's say, for instance, you go online. Here in Florida, we have something that's called sunbiz.org. We go there, and that's how we kind of register for our business. In whatever state that you're in, if you change your name there, it has to be changed everywhere. It has to be changed on your 411. It has to be changed on your website. It has to be changed on your EIN numbers. Anywhere that you have published, that you remember that you published, or anywhere that you're going to publish in the future, make sure that that changes reflects everywhere across the board. Do not change, make any corrections by doing it by hand. So I always try to tell people, like, when you're going to change your name, just copy and paste it. So if you're going to change it somewhere, just make sure that you spell it correctly. So you just copy and paste it onto your, for us, Sunbiz, for whatever state registry that you use, make sure you copy and paste it there, then copy and paste it with your EIN, copy and paste it with your 401, to make sure that name lines up when you first changed it. Because one thing you don't want to do is have your name and you kind of misspelled it. Maybe you put an N instead of A, and it was maybe a simple mistake, but that sends off red flags to lenders, and sometimes they will flag it as fraud. Now we're going to talk about this part because I was telling you earlier that when you get into a high-risk industry, it matters. It matters a lot. I'm going to tell you why. So when you're choosing an NAIC code, and I'm going to say moving forward, I'm just going to call it the industry code. When you're choosing the code, you have to make sure that you don't choose a code that's high risk. And those codes that's high risk are casinos, pawn shops, they can be liquor stores, they can fall into cannabis, and so on and so forth. Also, credit repair companies is also considered that high risk. Most of the times that people that use credit repair companies, they like to use software as something that describes their industry code. The reason why is because you have proprietary information that you give to your clients and they use it for a platform that can be considered as a software company. The reason why you don't want to use these codes for these high risk and high cash industries, you will not most likely get funded. It's probably going to be a no-brainer for the lender to say no, absolutely no, we're not going to fund it because one, it's a high risk industry, high cash risk industry, and then most likely they're not going to fund your business. So a lot of times, a lot of people go in, especially when they choose the industry code, even for your SIC code, whatever code that you're utilizing, make sure that you're going into the realm of what you actually do and think of some crafty ways to actually stay in the code that you're actually operating in, but don't choose a code that's high risk because that will not get you funded. So we can talk about this a little bit more in depth. Your industry code is the IRS, lenders, banks, insurance companies, and business. It's the CRAs used for these particular codes. They are trying to determine if your business is a high-risk industry classification. Should you maybe you get denied for a loan, or it may be a business credit card based on your business classification. You will be denied. Trust me, they turn down certain industries that have certain codes. So we have to be mindful on how we choose these codes.
Brandy, what is a CRA?
Well, we're going to get to that a little bit
Okay.
in depth, and I want to tell you a little bit more what CRAs are.
Okay. I don't know what it stands for.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Mm-hmm.
I can barely hear you.
Okay. So I just didn't know what a CRA was.
So the CRA is just a classification of where your credit lies. Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. This is how they
credit rating agencies. Got it.
Yes, these are all your credit agencies. So the credit rating agencies, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, Safe Credit. These are the simpler ones that actually rates your industry code and see how they classify you on being approved or denied. When you're setting up, so when you're setting up your business, set up the best business entity type for your business. So I always tell people, you know, it depends on the industry that you're in. And most likely, if you're LLC, you're considered as a partnership, okay? And why most people choose LLCs? One, because it limits your liability as a corporation, and it limits your liability as the partner in said corporation. Most industries that choose LLCs are always sometimes around real estate, mortgages, or anyone that forms a partnership. Then you have different classifications of C Corp and S Corp. S Corp is a sub-chapter of a C Corp, and it just really is a pass-through. So LLC is considered a pass-through, S Corp is considered a pass-through. And I always try to tell people you want to actually consult with your CPA when it comes to that. You know, don't just pick a LLC or a C Corp or S Corp for the purpose of, you know, you're trying to get the benefits of pass-throughs, but you want to make sure that it fits your business model. So somewhere down the road, you don't have to switch, if you will, your corporation on how you organized it. So you want to make sure you choose the right industry first, and make sure you choose the right industry that fits your business, and make sure you get the benefits for that said business. Then you get your EIN number. Everyone knows what this is. This is an employer identification number. This EIN number is a tax ID. It's kind of similar to what your Social Security is for an individual. So it lets lenders know and other people know how to identify you moving forward. Dun & Bradstreet uses, Experian uses. Every lender that pulls your credit moving forward will use this EIN number because it's going to be attached to each bureau that you listed on. And this is also how you're going to be able to open a bank account. And this is how, like I said, how all agencies verify you as a business. So business addresses, this is very important. You cannot use a P.O. box. I'm going to repeat, do not use a P.O. box and do not use your physical home address. This is very important because lenders do check. They do check for these items. You want to make sure that your business is a real business. And what I mean by a real business, it has a brick and mortar business. So if your company is located in an office, and it could be a virtual office like a VIP, when you get your number, it can be a virtual office to a actual location that's considered a commercial building. Because when you do that, when you use a P.O. box or residential, most likely they will deny you. I'm not saying they will deny you, but most likely they will deny you. So you want to be mindful on how you do that when you first register. And if you already registered and you use the P.O. box or you use a residential address, make sure you go back and change that, update that, get your virtual office, make sure that virtual office is actual commercial space and it has a commercial address, and then change it all over different platforms like we discussed earlier. Your business number is very, very important. So what you don't want to do is use your home number and your cell phone number for your main line for your business. You want to use a VIP. This is very acceptable for lenders, and they understand sometimes people use virtual offices, or sometimes you have an office that you're not in all the time. Well, so you want to use this because it kind of separates your personal from your business. And you also want to make sure that you have your number listed with 411. I know that sounds very, 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 very minimum, but it really matters because lenders, when they go and check to see if you're fundable, they're going to check and see if your number is located on 411. So that is very important that you do so. 800 numbers are okay. If you got an 800 number and you want to continue to keep that number, that's perfectly fine. Make sure your business has a proper licensing. For us in this county, in Hillsborough County, you don't need a license, but in the city of Tampa, you need a license. So every county, every city, every state, differs on how you get a business license. So you want to make sure you check with your county, check with your city if you need a business license. Sometimes you may need a business license with the city and not the county, and sometimes with the county and not the city. So you definitely want to check both city and county to make sure you need that license in order to operate. And the reason why you're going to need this is because a lender sometimes asks you for proof of business license, and you want to make sure you have this on file. You don't want to get it after they ask you, because then that is going to send off a red flag. Like we talked about earlier, your business license can be also attached to the state, because I know a lot of times people have like continuing education for their licensing. This can apply to mortgage originators. This can apply to realtors when it comes to the brokerage firms. And this is how you get your license. You want to make sure that you continue to do your education and make sure it stays up to date, because once again, they will ask for this and copies of it when it comes to the funding process. Your business website and email. Now, this really matters a lot. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. A lot of people still have Gmail as for their email accounts. So they can be like abc123incorporated@gmail.com. That is not a good idea. You want to make sure that your domain name is really is the same as your email. And so if your email and domain name matches, so if your email, if your domain name is abc123.com, make sure that reflects your email as well. You want to make sure that your email and your website is professionally done, and make sure that they also match. So when you set up a bank account, many business credit providers, they will insist that you have a business bank account, and it has to be in the business name. I know this sounds like very minimal, but you don't really understand how many people that come to us and then they still use their personal account as their business account. Lenders frown upon that, and you probably will get flagged. You will get flagged real quick, and then once they flag you, it will be hard to go to another lender and try to get funding. So you want to make sure you have this in order first, and I'm telling you, we insist that you do it prior to you going out to get any funding. Make sure you have a business bank account If you have a personal account with, like, let's say Bank of America, it will be easy for you to transition and get a business account with them because you already have a profile on file, and all they will need is your EIN number, and they will ask you to sign a resolution paper for your business, and you'll have your business account in no time. Now, as I said instantly, make sure that you separate your personal and your business account from one another. And it only takes really about 15 minutes to set up online. If you go into a branch, it's easy to get a little bit more stuff done because they're going to ask you for your proof that your business has been open, the data is open, and so on and so forth. So if you see somebody in person, sometimes it makes the process a little easier because when you go online, they're probably going to ask you to email some stuff back to prove that your business is what it is and your EIN number. So if you're in person, it gets the job done just a lot easier. So your DUNS number. Your DUNS number is the cornerstone on how you build business credit. You will need a DUNS number. You're not going to be able to get around this. Your DUNS number +3 or more reporting agencies will help you generate a business credit report. And those are Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Safe Credit, Dun & Bradstreet. Those are the top 5, if you will, and actually the only 5 that actually report. But the ones that are really the most powerful when it comes to the credit pooling for businesses, well, I believe is Dun & Bradstreet and Experian because they kind of hover over on how they actually produce business credit. And their system is a little different from TransUnion and Equifax and Safe Credit. So these are the very steps that you'll need. To set up a Dun & Bradstreet is really easy, but you cannot skip this step. Remember, you cannot skip that step of setting up a Dun & Bradstreet number. If you want to expedite, or if you want to kind of speed up, if you will, on getting a Dun & Bradstreet number, you can do it in 5 days. You can spend about $229 on Dun & Bradstreet website. They also have something that's called Credit Signal. It kind of helps you monitor your actual business credit. It's the same as if you would sign up with Experian with your personal credit file. It also sends you alerts. It also sends you financial stability of your company. So it sends out those certain alerts if your credit score went up or down. If somebody kind of pulled your credit, the kind of inquiry, they send you reports or they send you alerts on that as well. So it works similar as, well, let's say it works similar to your personal credit, but in this particular case, you pay a little bit more because you have something in your Dun & Bradstreet, which is called Credit Builder, and it kind of helps you provide different lenders or vendors, if you will, to kind of add on to your business profile. So these are the 3 C's that we're going to be talking about. Importance and non-importance of the big 3 C's. The 3 C's are capital acquisition formulas that we like to use. When you think of the 3 C's, you want to think of the 3 C's like you are a lender, like you're in the lender seat. You want to realize what is it that I'm giving this company money? Why am I giving them $10,000 and can they pay it back? So you think of that. So when you want to go out and you want to get funding, and sometimes a lot of people, when they go and get funding, they always think that they should get the max dollars. They want to get $100,000, but the company only make $50 of revenue. So you have to think like a lender when you're going out to get funding. And you always think about the big 3 C's: cash flow, collateral, credit. Those are the things you want to have in place when it comes to being fundable. But business credit building is different. You really don't need the 3 C's in most occasions when you build business credit. Cash flow, collateral, and credit does not become a sticking point if you build business credit from start to finish. Starter vendors are open to working with most businesses. So when you get a vendor credit, it's kind of different from credit cards, business credit cards, vendor credit. So vendor credit is something that most businesses get when they first start a business. When you first start your venture, most of y'all heard of Ganger, y'all heard of the Kinko's way. When you get Kinko's cards, you get the Staples, you get, the Quail, so on and so forth. These are vendor credits. And this is something what we like to use when you start a business. It helps you kind of build your business profile along the way. And when you do that, you'll get terms and qualifying terms. So these terms are normally net 30, and net 30, this simply means that you pay within a 30-day period. And it doesn't really matter if you have the 3 C's when it comes to your net 30, because they will bill you, and in 30 days, they expect for you to pay. And you want to make sure you pay on time because this is also helping you build great business credit. Now you're going to get to the retail credit. Now the retail credit moves a little bit beyond that. The retail credit for me, for most businesses, are the Staples of the world. They are the Home Depots, the Lowe's, et cetera, et cetera. When you get retail credit, it comes with a major retail, a major retailers, like I just explained. You can buy everything from office supplies to power supplies, power tools, so on and so forth. Retailers will check whether your business information is uniform everywhere. Remember, it has to match everywhere. On your 411, on your state websites where you register, on your website as well. It has to match everywhere. Also on your business license. Let's say you got your business license and it was at another location and you forgot to change it. Make sure you change your business license to reflect all your information that is current, because they're definitely going to check, and that will send off a signal. It's not necessarily you will get denied if it is not the same, but you want to make sure it's the same because you don't want to create any hiccups. Now, terms works a little differently when you get a retail credit card. It works a little differently. Qualifying may vary. There can be a minimum time and business requirement. So certain cards, like a Sam's card, kind of requires that you be in business for a year or two. So be mindful when you get to that process of doing that. There may be a minimum number of employees as well. Like the Sam's card, I think their minimum requirement is 5 or 8. I can't remember, but I know it's 5 threshold is the minimum and up. So that's also a sticking point in a qualifying for when you get a retail credit. Terms can be revolving, and as revolving, it simply means that you can pay a minimum amount throughout the course of the year and accumulate an APR throughout that course of that year. It works simply as your personal credit card. A fleet card or fleet credit is similar to what your personal gas card you get from BP or Shell or Chevron. So in the business card, you can get the same thing. It's a simple qualifier. It's one of those cards that you can get when you first start your business. They really don't have that many qualifications when you get a fleet card. And that card can be used for the purpose of your business to purchase gas or even repair your car. Because if you're a realtor, your car is really important to you because that's how you meet others, to show them homes, to show them around the neighborhood, so on and so forth. So that can be a write-off for you. You charge it to that card, and it goes on your gas card, and then it also can be used for other stuff like actually repairing your car as well. The fleet card comes with the terms as well. Sometimes they may offer they may ask for a deposit. Sometimes it's not likely if you've been in business for at least 6 months to a year, but they may ask you for a deposit and they may ask you for a personal guarantee. Now, because they ask you for a personal guarantee doesn't mean that it is based on your credit. It is meaning that if the company fails to pay, that you're going to step in and pay on the behalf of the company. So that's what that personal guarantee simply means. So it may not be a credit qualifier, if you will, to qualify for the fleet credit. Now we get to the big things. We get to the bank credit cards. And the bank credit cards are really, really, really hard to get when you establish a business credit, because you can't get in the beginning. You have to have a certain amount of lines, vendors on your credit file to qualify for bank credit cards. And bank credit cards are universal, just like any other cards, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover. Hence that you can actually get more limits on these cards. And also these cards have different reward plans, like your personal credit cards or cash backs, so on and so forth. And also these lines are termed like revolving, just like any other credit card. Usually you need about, like I said, about 14 different accounts on your CRAs. You're going to need at least about 14 accounts to qualify for these cards. And remember, when you're using your business credit, this is simply mean that when let's say a Bank of America or Wells Fargo is going to give you a business credit card, they want to make sure that your business credit is established very, very well. And they want to see that you have some good payment history in order to qualify for a bank credit card. And also, at some points, they ask you for minimum requirements for employees, and they ask you for minimum times on how long you've been in business. Sometimes 1 year up to 2 years. So let's recap real quick. The things I always tell people the most that means importance to lenders: 401, website. Make sure that everything is universal. Make sure that if it's on your website, it's on your license, it's on your state registry, it's everywhere. It's universal. Make sure that you pay your bills on time, because one thing can take down your file. Like on Dun & Bradstreet, the minimum for most creditors are 80. That's what 80. So it's remember that on Dun & Bradstreet, the top score is 100. And so if you're 80, that means that you are quite good. It's similar to like a 700 credit score, if you will. So you're in a good sweet spot for creditors to approve you. So make sure you make those timely payments. And that also and then that gets you qualified for bank credit cards. You want to make sure that you are getting the driver's seat once you build that business credit, so you can do stuff like lease cars on your company credit instead of doing it on your personal credit. So, or also buy, office building. You can do that on your business credit instead of your personal credit. For realtors or people that's in real estate or real estate investing, you can do the same thing. You can buy, property, land, raw land, etc., on your business credit instead of always using your personal credit when you're going out flipping houses or reselling or so on and so forth. So if you want more information, you want to know how to contact us, you have the information in front of you. That's 877-600-2487. Or you can just go to creditsuite.com/consult, and then you can put in your name, your phone number, information, and then when our sales reps will get back with you, you can just tell them that you've seen all this information, you heard it from the great Brandy Williams on the webinar today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brandy. It's really interesting to have that whole checklist of items to build your credit. We have a couple of questions, but I wanted to just do a quick recap of Social Buzz Club and why, if you want credit, it means you're in business. It means you're serious, right? If you have a serious business, you want more clients. If you want more clients, you need more visibility. To get more visibility, we have the Social Buzz Club influencer marketing platform that you might choose to use, because once you have everything's aligned with your business, you've done the things that Brandy said, make sure your address is printed everywhere, online and offline, on your business card, to your website, to your social media, even if you're putting it there, to your privacy policies online, and you're doing great work and you're creating content like landing pages or podcasts or videos or even blog posts. Let's explode your ability to reach millions by using our influencers who will share your content and drive traffic to those blogs, website, videos, special offers you have. And you'll have this more visibility to thousands of fans, followers, friends that you otherwise wouldn't have had. And so we have our influencer marketing platform that allows you to do that. And you submit buzz and you share buzz. In fact, I might even just show you what that looks like. And to use it, it's only $297 a year, which is pretty amazing. Considering that, Facebook ads are way more expensive and you don't have to do that. It's a reciprocal content sharing system. In fact, here it is right here. I don't know if you've seen this, Brandy, but we have people adding content every week and you get to share it out. So if your social media is a little dry and you want to spice it up with some high quality information, our influencers put their high quality blogs and links to their podcasts, you can see here, for you to share, even inspiring quotes. We have personal development and business development content on here. We, bring more of your content and we'll have that and bring your friends along. So, and we'll even do it for you if you want our Buzz virtual assistant to do it for you. And it's as simple as, okay, I want to tweet this out and earn my credit. And we earn credit too here, Brandy, by the way. But it's for a different purpose. So I'm sharing out about her podcast for her. And I just shared that now. And you'll see up in the right-hand corner, I have credits. And when it refreshes, it goes to 36,032. Why do I need that? Because in order to submit my own content into this feed, I need to spend 5 credits. So that's how our content sharing platform works. You don't share your own, you share other people's. Why? Because they're going to share yours. So if you want more influence, if you want people sharing your content and you want to be a part of this reciprocal influencer marketing process, then join us at socialbuzzpremium.com. It's only $297 a year. It's $29 a month if you want the monthly. But if you get the premium membership, I'm going to give you my virtual assistant to do the buzz for you for free for 1 month. So that's my special gift to you for today. I don't know where you can get a virtual assistant for a month plus a marketing platform for $297 for a whole year. You get the platform for the year, the marketing assistant for the month. It's just no brainer. So you can go to socialbuzzpremium.com. You can go to socialbuzzclub.com and learn more. And of course, build your credit, because we want you to be a fully sustainable business. So you'll go to creditsuite.com/consult and get that with Brandy's team. And I learned a lot, Brandy, so thank you. I have a couple of questions. Next up, we're going to have Sarah Lawrence on June 24th talking about I think it's June 24th, talking about how to land a TEDx talk. So if you want to get more visibility that way with TEDx talks, you'll want to make sure you're signed up at Social Buzz U, because we are going to change our format on how we deliver that. And you'll want to join us for that interactive session. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. But Brandy, I did have a question for you. Are you open to taking a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I have to find us again. All right, here we are. So my question is for you. Like I said, I have a couple, but I think you might have answered it, but answer this again. How do you find out what your current business credit is?
So if you want to find out what your current business credit is, you want to go to on the Dun & Bradstreet website.
Okay.
And you may not know, you may already have a DUNS number without even knowing it. And the funny thing about it is sometimes when people register their business, Dun & Bradstreet sometimes go ahead and just issue out a DUNS number without you even, going on their website. So if you can go on their website and you just click in your information, and there's a easy, seamless way to do it. Just clicking your information, they're going to ask you for your EIN number, and then you're going to hit enter, and then it's going to pull up all of your information. It's going to let you know what your status is for your business credit. If there's nothing there, then it's going to just simply say it's nothing. It's going to offer you some great ways to actually kind of help you build your business credit as well.
That's great. And Dun & Bradstreet is dnb.com, so that's easy to go to. And you said to list your number with 411. Is that easy to do?
Yes, very easy to do. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I think the most easiest way to do it is just go to 411 listing. Just go to 411 listing, like I'm doing now, and then just pull it up. And then they're going to have different websites, but I would tell you just to go to 411listing.com. 411listing.com. Okay, and cool. You can register your business number there.
Great. So you mentioned that vendors don't report to credit reporting agencies. So why is vendor credit important?
Most vendors actually report only to Dun & Bradstreet. Not all of them, but most of them do. Okay. So Dun & Bradstreet for me is almost like a vendor friendly area. We start getting into the credit stuff, like the retail credit and the credit cards. That's kind of like the experience. Even Safe Credit and Equifax in the world kind of report those. But vendor credit is very important because those are the ones that actually get you started on building business credit. You need those in order to actually get started. So they're very important to actually get to the end goal of literally just getting credit cards, etc.
Nice. So much information here. I highly recommend everyone take advantage of the offer here to go to creditsuite.com and /consult, right? And that's where they get a hold of you to get that consultation, and socialbuzzpremium.com for the Social Buzz Club extra special offer. So thank you so much, Brandy, and good luck to everyone to getting your credit, building it. It's well worth it if you want funding, if you want to be seen as credible in the industry. Any other last words you'll leave people with? Why it's important?
Yeah. So if you need funding, we also provide funding. We don't only just provide business credit or help you establish business credit or help you build business credit. We also provide funding for small businesses from $5,000 as a minimum up to $5 million. So if you need that, you can also go to creditsuite.com/consult, and one of our sales reps can help you obtain funding in that aspect.
Perfect. Thank you, Brandy. We'll see you next time at Social Buzz U, everyone.